The gentlewoman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Nebraska, Mr. Bacon, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to call upon my fellow members of Congress to support H.R. 1179, which would award the Congressional Gold Medal to the survivors of the Iran hostage crisis and to the families of the former hostages who are sadly no longer with us. Over 40 years ago, in November of 1979, protests in the Iranian capital of Tehran led to crowds storming the United States Embassy and taking the staff inside as hostages. 52 Americans, made up of both civilian and military personnel, were made prisoners in our own embassy and became victims of a terrorist attack upon international law. For over a year, the hostages were denied their basic human dignity with their captors, inflicting upon them increasing physical and psychological torture to include simulated executions. Madam Speaker, they would take these hostages and go through the motions of being executed, often pulling the trigger with an empty gun to instill fear. It was wrong. These brave Americans held strong throughout their harrowing ordeal, never once losing faith in each other or that they may return home to their families again. Their courage and patriotism are an inspiration to all of us today, just as it was to our nation 40 years ago. Through diplomatic success, all 52 of the hostages were released in January of 1981, free to return home to their loved ones and their country, with this January 20th marking the 41st anniversary of their freedom. Despite that, many of them have not recovered from their trauma. To this day, still haunted by what they had to endure. Alongside having to carry these burdens for over 40 years, these 52 heroes never received proper recognition from their government for the sacrifices they were forced to make in captivity. They are true American heroes, and it's time that Congress acknowledges them as such, which is why I call upon my colleagues in support of H.R. 1179. The awarding of the Congressional Gold Medal to the survivors and the families of the deceased will not only bring justice to these patriots, but also demonstrate this nation's commitment to protect those whose human rights would be violated. This bipartisan bill is a symbol of our nation's ability to come together to honor our heroes. Currently, there are 145 co-sponsors of this bill with a near even split between Democrats and Republicans. Additionally, I'd like to thank the tremendous efforts of Commission 52 for helping to spread the awareness of this bill and gathering support for it. The commitment to righting the wrongs of over 40 years ago is an inspiration to all. Thank you for your time and consideration. Madam Speaker, I yield back.